I unfortunately forgot to spectate before we got into this round, and since we nearly have a full grid, I thought I was going to have maybe, I thought I was maybe going to be able to spectate this one, but no, there was a spot for it, and the game put me in that seat because that's the seat that's available. I forgot to click spectate, so unfortunately, I think the lap 1 is going to be very interesting. Lights out and away we go. And looking at the front runners, I think they did get a pretty good start. Down into turn 1, I think the Williams has gone into P1 there as I looked from the start. Blaze there dropping down into P19. Looking at the minimap, it's now a Haas in P1. And I think that was nearly side by side with the Red Bull and Haas going into Eau Rouge. And I think the McLaren now with the slipstream down into Lecom goes into the lead of the race. And I think both McLarens as well actually into those positions. It's nearly too wide there going into Lecom. And I think Dylan Sanity's fall there has been caught up in all of that, as I am struggling to try and keep this on the track myself.
Okay, now stay alert for threats around you.
And they're going very wide there as Hughes Morgan in the Aston Martin, not even making turn 10 there, neither can I. Oh, and there's the Sauber there that's crashed. And that's a virtual safety car. That was Tim, who has retired.
Just be careful.
I don't know what happened to him, but he must have spun it, and that is him not improving. As Avi actually heads into the pits, and I think Ransdorf does as well. Whiffle into the pits as well. Alfie in as well. And everyone who hasn't pit is going into the pits. Focus stays out though, and everyone else who obviously boxed in the opening few things are going to box. So this is going to hand Focus the race lead at the moment, and that might keep the safety car out for even longer, as I don't think those drivers are going to benefit anything from that, as I think they have actually blown this away, to be fair. So those drivers need to try and do something, because most of them go on to mediums to the end of the race. Some even elected for the hards. Tycho and Benjo elected for the hards. Actually, Tycho elects for the mediums, but Benjo on the hards. MORELEADER elects for the soft tyres. And I think Focus goes out of the final corner and into... well, out the final corner, he does get a pretty good restart there compared to Sanity's Fall, who has dropped back a little bit, and into La Source, he gets a pretty good start there as Tim got up the inside of Hughes Morgan, and Avi trying to make his move as well up the inside of the Aston Martin. Tim gets through. Can Avi get through? Yes, he absolutely does, but Hughes Morgan is still not over. He's going to try and fight this going into Eau Rouge, but then backs out. Ransdell down in P10. Not able to make any moves of himself either. Craigie is going to make the move on Sanity's Fall down into Lecom. And I think Avi gets past on Tim as well, as Hughes Morgan as well goes around the outside of the Sauber. Can he get it down the inside going into turn 8? No, he can't, as Whiffle is waiting to make his opportunity as well. Will he try and make it going into turn 10? Yes, he does. Down the inside, latest on the brakes. He makes a little bit of contact with the Aston Martin, but I think he just about holds the inside line there. And round the outside, he's going to go into No Name. And just about gets it, but Hughes Morgan spins there and drops down into P14 and keeps falling down the order. And he's going to go down into P19 there, as I think Razagamer and Matthew there going side by side. Matthew forced to go up the inside. Razagamer was shown the long way around, but has the inside line for the Basop chicane, which might allow FaZe Dom to go around the outside, and absolutely does. Gets the fastest lap in the process as well. And I think Avi and Whiffle had to go side by side there, as well as I think Sanity's Fall drops down into P5. And Hughes Morgan gets a 10-second for speeding and then retires in the pits. Well, Sam Newton gets the move, and Avi up the inside going through Blanchemont gets the move on Craggy. So does Whiffle as well. Is Tim going to try and make his move? No, he doesn't. Craggy tries to hold it around the inside. Whiffle up the around the outside of Avi and up the inside. Gets a lovely move there. And Avi down in P3 now battling with the Red Bull. Gets in front. Tim now goes up the inside of the Red Bull, and I think Tim's going to get it. MORELEADER sets the fastest lap of the race. Still side by side between Tim and Craggy. And I think Craggy is just going to hold that. But is Tim going to have the better exit out of turn 1 going into Eau Rouge? Yes, he does, and it's going to be side by side through Eau Rouge and Radion for those two, and they are still side by side going up the hill and onto the Kemmel Straight. Who is going to be the driver that is going to win out on this one? It's going to be Craggy. Is Craggy going to try his move on Avi? Yes, he does. Is he going to potentially try and get Whiffle as well? No, he doesn't. He elects to stay behind, but Avi falls down into P4 after that. Alfie and Sanity's Fall going side by side there. Sanity's Fall not able to keep it on the track. MORELEADER might try his luck, but doesn't into turn 10. FaZe Dom is going to go past Dodo. So is Matthew as well down the inside. And if Matthew can hold this, that'll be a pretty good move. So close to contact between those two drivers, but some good racing between those two. Keep it clean. Is Sam going to be able to get the move on Craggy going into the bus stop chicane? I don't think he's close enough to make a send. As Sanity's Fall now gets the time penalty himself, as we see MORELEADER going up the inside of Alfie. Round the outside, he's going to have to try and make it as he gets pushed off there by the Haas. As he has to drop behind Alfie. And now we're going to see FaZe Dom go around the outside of Sanity's Fall into Les Source. There's a bit of contact between those two, quite close to Sanity's Fall spinning out there, but manages to catch the car quite nicely. And now as we go through Eau Rouge and Radion, FaZe Dom closing in on Sanity's Fall. Razagamer looking to try and get onto this as well as they go 3 wide there. Sanity's Fall down in P11, sorry. FaZe Dom up to P9. Razagamer tries to make the move on the Sauber, but not able to on the Sauber. We'll also see if Avi can make any moves being that far back as well. I don't think he's going to be able to, but I don't think Craggy can make the move either, as Avi defends the inside as Tim looks to go up the inside of the McLaren. Can he get the move fully cleared going into turn 9? Yes, he does. Through turn 8, he was close, but through turn 9, he seals that P2 spot as Craggy now looks up the inside of the McLaren. Bit of contact there as they bang wheels, but I think Avi is just going to hold that inside line and makes the move stay in P3 where he is in the podium spots at the moment. Is Razagamer going to potentially try and make the move? Is FaZe Dom going to potentially try and make the move on MORELEADER as we go into Les Combes? Around the outside he goes, up the inside for turn 10 and into turn 8, and into turn 9. MORELEADER stays in P9, but a bit of a snap there as he goes up the inside. Oh, MORELEADER, a bit of contact between those two. Thankfully, they both stay on the track, but I think FaZe Dom holds that. Round the outside, though, he's still there on the inside, but FaZe Dom then finally gets that move. Has a much better line through the bus stop chicane. That might give him the momentum needed, as I think goes wide there is MORELEADER. And that might give Razagamer the potential to go around the outside, which it does. Although he gets forced off there by MORELEADER. And I think Razagamer is definitely going to be reporting that as soon as he can. Is he going to get beached on the gravel? He's waiting for a good, safe place to rejoin there. And does that very nicely. Sam Newton cannot make the move going into there, as Whiffle will take the pole in the feature race. Tim finishes in P2 with actually a last corner overtake on Avi. Craggy will then qualify in P4 with Sam Newton in P5. I didn't actually realise that was the final lap. Alfie then starts in P6. Ransdell will start in P7. FaZe on P8. Dodo in P9. And MORELEADER will finish in P10. As we go to 5 red lights for the Belgian Grand Prix, it is going to be a V-Carb on pole, Sauber in P2. Lights out and away we go for this race, as the RB already covers off the outside as Avi goes up the inside of the Sauber. Can Avi get into P2 off the start of this race, as he's going to look to go down the inside of the Sauber? The Sauber comes back at him going into Eau Rouge. And I think the Sauber stays in P2 there. Ransdell and Sam Newton, they're going nearly side by side through Eau Rouge and Radion. And Ransdell covers that off just about enough to make it all legal. As you see MORELEADER and Dodo, they're going side by side. Craggy up to P1 there. How did the Red Bull do that? Into Les Combes takes the lead of the race here as Avi tries to go around the outside of the Sauber. The Sauber covers it off, but he's going to get alongside. Can he get it going into turn 10? Round the outside, I don't think he's got the move. And I think Sam Newton goes up the inside of Ransdell as Tim gets the move. Can Sam Newton fully clear the McLaren? Yes, he can. And as we now go through No Name, I think everyone then slots into their own positions. Although we do have some jostling for position at the back there, as I think Benjo goes up the inside of Focus there, gets the move, goes off the track though, as Focus might look to maybe potentially report that as an overtake off track. but Benjo stays in P17 at the moment. Avi potentially looking to make a move on Whiffle. Down the inside, he's going to go into the bus stop chicane. Can Avi clear that RB? Yes, he can. Always the RB has been tapped there, and Ransel's gone round there as he's going to rejoin in P14 there. Goes off the track as well as Alfie there. Not able to make the move going into the bus stop chicane. And stays behind as well as Faison and Jamie there go side by side. Faison gets the move. Dodo up to P7. As we now go down the straight, is Tim going to be able to make the move on Craggy? Is Avi going to be able to do what Craggy did? Tim round the outside he goes. Can Avi catch up? I don't think he's close enough. As Sam Newton goes up the inside of Whiffle there, going into Laycom. Can he break Laces? Yes, he can. Bit of contact with the RB. The RB's been forced to cut the chicane there. And will rejoin in P6 just behind MORELEADER and even behind Faison there. As up the inside there goes Matthew on Jamie. Can he get the move? Still going to be side by side going into turn 11. And I think the RB just about gets that move. As Whiffle drops down another 2 places down into P9 he goes now. And I think Jamie tries to go around the inside. Whiffle goes off the track again. Razza, goes up the inside as well, trying to make the move on Jamie as well. Round the outside is going to go. Can he get the better traction on the outside as Tim sets the fastest lap? And I think Razza Gamer is just going to hold that on Jamie and gets up into P9. Good move for the Williams. Is going side by side there. I think was going to be Tycho on Focus. Or Benjo, sorry. Benjo still holding it round the inside. Well, outside, sorry, on the inside into Rouge and Radion. Still side by side, wheel to wheel. Always there's a bit of contact on the top of the hill. That could have ended really badly, but some good racing there between those two to keep it all clean. As I think going into Laycom, and I think Benjo, is just going to get that move, but Tycho still tries to fight it down the inside. Still side by side going into Laycom, and I think Hughes Morgan tries to get on this as well. Round the outside is going to go, had to back out last minute. And that might allow Blaze to go down the inside of the Aston Martin going into turn 10. Not on that occasion, but I'm sure it's going to be a matter of time before Blaze actually gets that position. But with that snap, I don't think that is going to be made. That is going to be made anymore. MORELEADER will try and potentially make the move on Tim as we go into the bus stop chicane. He's going to try it round the outside. And he does break latest and he is ahead, but the Sauber holds the inside. And Avi trying to make the move, trying to make the switchback, gets through on Sam Newton. Can Avi burn to get past both of them? I don't think he can. As Sam Newton back down the inside of the McLaren. The McLaren is there on the outside and clears him, but I think Faison as well might try and make the move on Avi as well. Let's ride on board with the Sauber and see what transpires. Going on to lap 6 as he almost taps the rear of Avi there. I think he might actually have given him a little bit of a tap. As MORELEADER, as you can see, goes around the outside as Tim gets that move. As I think there's a crash there, and I think that's Focus. And Sam Newton goes up the inside as well of Tim. Sam Newton cuts the track and gets a penalty in doing so. And down the inside, Sam Newton is still going to try and fight this. And I think he just gets ahead. Is he going to be able to get it on the exit, though? Down the inside he goes. Can he make this one stick as he go on the exit? Yes, he does. And Tim now finds himself in P3 to the other drivers. The two... Okay. I'm not really too sure what happened there, but Avi gets out in front of Tim there. As we see Avi there going into... that is Avi going into turn 1. And I think MORELEADER is going to be able to get out in front of Avi. So he's played that overcut strategy perfectly there. The undercut didn't work for Avi. And it didn't really work out for Tim either. Tycho and Blaze still going at this as Jamie and Dodo and Alfie all go side by side there. Alfie almost pushing Dodo onto the gravel trap there, but Dodo gets the move and the two Ferraris up to P3 and P4 at the moment. Obviously, they still have to pit as Tycho round the outside of Blaze. That was a lovely move by Tycho there to get up into P6. And I think MORELEADER might try and make a move around the outside of Tycho. He does get the wheel there, but can he get it fully past? He's up the inside. Can he get it fully past as we go onto the exit of turn 1? Whereas Tycho, the Sauber as well, goes up the inside 3 wide going into La Source. And I think MORELEADER backs out of that one, but Tycho still trying to find his look in time. MORELEADER has an excellent switch back there and goes into the net P lead once again. Is going wide. There is Blaze. And MORELEADER in the net P lead right now. Actually, no, that's Craggy, actually. Craggy pulling the overcut strategy again. Sorry for messing up my words wonderfully. Gets out in P1. As Tycho and Tim still try and fight this down into turn 1. Avi makes the move down the inside of the Sauber. Can he get that move? No, he can't. And that's going to leave him vulnerable to Matthew round the outside of turn 9 there. Gets the move going into turn 10. Can Avi retake it down the inside? Yes, he can. Can he make the move fully stick though? Going on the exit, going into turn 11. And Avi stays in front. Tim gets the move on Tycho as well. Always Matthew tries his send on Tycho down the inside, going into the bus stop chicane. Can he get that move stick round the outside going into turn 20? And yes, he does. Matthew up to P7. Let's see where Jamie will get the will come out. It's going to be P12 at the moment. And I think he's just going to come out in front of Blaze, who is currently fighting with Phased On. And you can see there Jamie leaves the pits. Has the fresher tyres of everyone in this field. Apart from when Alfie comes in, obviously. And Phased On, I think, just gets that move stick. But will Blaze get the DRS to get back past? He's already down to basically no percent of ERS, as you can see there. But with the DRS, he probably doesn't even need the battery and just saunters back past. And he's pushed off the Sauber there. And he's still got the overtake in there, but I don't know what he's doing. And he pushes off the Sauber again. That's going to be a few penalties coming the Mercedes way. Dodo gets the move on Blaze down the inside if he can hold this. Yes, he does. Obviously, Blaze holds that round the inside quite nicely there, to be fair. And spins out. Tim on the medium tyres, the only driver on mediums, as Tycho heads back into the pits. As Tim left vulnerable there, as you can really see, and Craggy does indeed go up the inside of MORELEADER. MORELEADER holds it down the inside, has a bit of contact. Tycho has left the session, and Tim, out of nowhere, gets the move back on Craggy. I should have been off board for that, because I had no idea where Tim came from there, but looked to be a massive switchback. Excellent move by Tim. I did it many times in practice, but never in the race. As Avi goes up the inside of Tim. And I think he's lost his front end plate in doing so. So Avi now has to do the entire race without that. I don't know if the Sauber got damage. I'll see if I can see any visual damage. There doesn't look to be anything huge, but he goes up around the outside of MORELEADER. Craggy as well, trying to make the move on MORELEADER. And Sam Newton gets past Avi, as Avi has that front end plate damage. Surely, you know, there should be some sort of like coding in that. But MORELEADER goes off the track there to try and make the move on Tim, but Craggy gets the move on Tim anyway, down the inside. But Tim, down the inside, going into turn 8, sorry, gets that move. MORELEADER, though, is going to try and send one down the inside of Craggy, but Craggy has much later braking and can carry so much more speed into the corners than MORELEADER can. Was Craggy and Sam Newton there go side by side. Sam Newton up the inside, pushes Craggy off there. And I think that might be a penalty coming Sam Newton's way, to be fair. Not leaving enough space for Craggy. Yellow flag there in the back. That's Hughes Morgan. Craggy now up the outside on Sam Newton. Gets the move. And I think MORELEADER will get the move on Tim, as we can see 3 wide there in the back as Matthew tries to make a move on Sam Newton. Sam Newton goes off the track there, gets a 3 second in the process, or another 3 seconds. MORELEADER gets into the lead. Craggy up to P3 in the podium positions again. Sam Newton in P4, but has 6 seconds worth of penalties. That will surely drop him behind Jamie. Will Tim burn all of his battery? He is going to, and he's going to go around the outside of the Alpine and gets the move. So Tim takes the lead of the Belgium Grand Prix in the most crucial time. Yellow flag there in the back, and I believe that is probably Hughes Morgan, as MORELEADER is going to burn absolutely everything. So is Craggy. Who is going to win this Belgium Grand Prix? Is it going to be Tim? Is it going to be MORELEADER? Is it going to be Craggy? MORELEADER is trying to go around the outside of Tim. Can he get Lasis on the brakes? Yes, he can. Can he hold it? Tim is going to try everything he can to try and stay in front, but it's going to be side by side as MORELEADER gets the jump. Tim has the slipstream. Can he get through? No, he can't. He misses out, but only by 22 milliseconds. That was a photo finish between those two, but MORELEADER just comes out on top. Craggy tried his best, but only finishes in P3. Matthew finishes in P4, with Avi finishing in P5 as I predicted. Jamie gets promoted up to P6. Ransdell finishes in P7, with Sanity's Fall finishing in P8. And Sam Newton's penalty does indeed drop in behind Sanity's Fall. Alfie finishes in P10 there, as Face On finishes in P11. Dodo will finish in P12 for the Scuderia Ferrari. Focus will finish in P13, with Razagamer finishing in P14. Blaze will then finish in P15 with the fastest lap. And Hughes Morgan wasn't able to get the next fastest lap, but we look on board to see if Blaze can improve his fastest lap. I don't think he will, but he has the fastest lap at the moment, 43.4, as he will now cross the line to take P15 with the fastest lap of this race.